Abracadabra! Hey, welcome. Sorry. I don't do it as good as Josh. I don't know if you've seen the videos. Hey, guys, welcome. Finally, welcome. Welcome to Where Universes Collide with Josh and Seth. I'm Seth. I'm going to introduce myself first because I can't stand that guy. Go ahead.
And I'm Josh.
Hey, so we really appreciate you guys. Popping in and out of our videos, watching our videos as we decided to really start trying to get this thing going. Neither of us knew what the other was going to do for these hype videos. I did not know the challenge he's going to pick, but I'm super jacked about it. I'm ready. So just to show you how ready I am, just give me 1 second.
Dude, we just started this thing. You're already going off camera. See, you guys, he likes to hide because he knows I'm going to school him. He knows who's the winner. He knows it. Look at this. Yeah, got my Yoda. We got Grogu here. Yeah, they're going to watch this beatdown. Oh, my.
You're thinking, I am ready. I'm ready. I've got my wand. That is a Snape. Replica wand. I've got my Gryffindor scarf, and I have Hogwarts. You see it?
Is that a Snuggie?
That's a Snuggie. Don't judge me. It's the best Christmas gift I've gotten in a long time. It's one of my best ones I've got. I'm ready.
You look like you're 13 years old. You got the Snuggie and you got the lights on in the background.
Hey,
hold on.
I got the lights on for a reason.
All right, you know what? If you're gonna do your thing, I'm gonna do something for mine. You know, you got all that. I know I got the picture.
I got my cup, got my wand, I got my hot chocolate.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. I got it. I got it. I mean, they didn't have a picture, a good picture of Tatooine, so I had to go to Jakku. But
Oh, Mom, meatloaf. I'm ready to go. I've been jacked about this ever since you sent the challenge out that you think that Star Wars is a better franchise than Harry Potter. It's not. You can see it. You see it right here. It's not going to happen like that. So you guys have the longevity. I get it. Star Wars did the big giant, breakthrough for pop culture. Back when when your dad was a child. But anyway, this is how it's going to work. We're about to break down this debate with 3 topics. We're going to go story, characters, and then villain. We could do that. We could go way deeper than that, but it's going to be a long podcast if we do that. So we're going to break down stuff like that in later shows.
I mean,
but this right now.
Hold on. Go ahead. Sorry. Didn't mean to interrupt. You go ahead, sir. You go ahead.
Sorry. But that's how we're going to break down this debate. And whoever loses, and how you guys will decide who lost. You guys will vote by commenting on this page by saying, Josh and Star Wars, they're the winner, or Seth and Harry Potter, or you put Harry Potter, or you put Star Wars. It don't matter. But vote for who you want to win. And then whoever has the most votes wins. The loser between Josh and myself will donate $10. Every debate we do with nerd pop culture, we're going to donate $10 to a GoFundMe page. And then once we hit $100, we're going to take that money and we're going to give it away to some server. We're going to give it to a small business. And every time we hit $100, that's what we're going to do. 2020 sucked. And this is how we kind of want to give back.
Really? Yeah, absolutely sucked.
It absolutely sucked.
That was an awkward moment. Maybe I can cut that out. I don't know.
It is what it is.
Okay, so I love the idea. Absolutely, I'm gonna put my money where my mouth is. I mean, I don't think I'm gonna have to, right? It's all good. So I think I can just go ahead and win this debate right now. Without Star Wars, you don't have Harry Potter. We're gonna talk about the storyline. J.K. Rowling copied Star Wars. It's like the TikTok says. J.K. Rowling just made Star Wars with crappy lightsabers. What's your response to that?
Absolutely wrong.
Really? Okay, I'd like to hear this.
Is TikTok your source?
No.
Is what you're doing? TikTok's your source? Like that's what you're.
Is TikTok my source? Yeah. Okay. Absolutely not.
So are we officially jumping in a storyline right now?
Yeah, go ahead. I want to hear why you think your storyline beats the Star Wars iconic storyline that changed pop culture.
First off, easiest rule number 1 is There's no incest in Harry Potter. That's easy. That's the easiest I can give you. There's no incest in Harry Potter at all. It's and it's right at the foundation of your franchise. Right there at the foundation. And
hold on, you tell me you don't think the Weasleys had a little bit of incest in there?
That's no. Oh my God, they're so sweet. They're sweet people. But no, there's no incest. The storyline is pure. That's what I love about it. The storyline is pure. And the best thing about J.K. Rowling's writing is that she always foreshadows stuff that you don't see coming in years. That's not necessarily the case. You guys don't have a lot of continuity when it comes to your storyline. And the whole idea that J.K. Rowling ripped off Star Wars, it's not the case. When these writers go to school, that's one of the basic the hero storyline. I got you know what? I got a specialist I'm going to bring to the show next week, and he can talk about all this stuff. But when these writers,
your specialist, like, are you talking about like a doctor specialist or like a specialist about this stuff? Because I don't know if I want to meet your specialist.
He's a specialist. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. He's well educated. He's really well educated, and he's got this. So, but anyway, I'm gonna have him break it down of what an actual story arc is, because that whole hero formula, that's nothing new, bro. Like, that's nothing new. It's really similar. It's actually a writing format, and it's similar. Like, everybody does it. Nothing was stolen. So, but our storyline is better. It's more consistent. There's more continuity. There's a lot better twists and turns. Besides, you guys have incest that nobody saw that coming, but nobody really wanted to see that coming. It really, pun intended, pun not intended. I don't know on that at that point. But
I'm thinking of a certain person we
Harry
could make fun
Potter
of.
is better, huh?
I'm thinking of a certain person we can make fun of who's from a certain state where that's.
I'm not talking about bad people. I'm talking about people from Alabama, but we won't get into that. But what you need to understand is what's beautiful about Harry Potter is everything. By the time you get to that last book, or if you're not a reader, there's not as much details in the movies, but by the time you get to that last film or that last book, everything you thought you knew about that franchise, about that story and those characters, 90% of it wasn't what you thought it was. And that's what's beautiful about it. That's what's so beautiful. And talking to the guy that's across the computer right now from me, I legit decided to be a Star Wars fan because, you invited me to go to the premiere of the last film it did. And then I don't know how many times me and you sat down and broke down the things you didn't like about that franchise and how some of the writing's not as good. It didn't stay true to the story. Like, Harry Potter fans don't do that. We don't have that. Our story is kind of what we want. You know what we don't like? That Ron ended up with Hermione. Woo! That's our big issue. How did Harry
Who did you
Potter,
want Ron and her? Who did you want them to end up with?
It should have been Harry and Hermione. I mean, obviously, logically, that makes the most.
Yeah, but because J.K. was stealing from Star Wars, Harry and Hermione had to be Luke and Leia.
No, it could have been.
They had to have that brother-sister vibe.
They're not related, not at all. So at all. So
I know. So why did she go that route? It's almost like she was copying someone else's work.
Not at all. So you don't hear a lot of Harry Potter fans. You know what we complain about with our films? Mm-hmm. We complain about the details lost in the films from the books. You guys complain about how true the story is in the last trilogy.
Okay.
So I'm going to sit here and tell you right now, it's obvious that Harry Potter has the better storyline. I'm going to let you go.
Okay. So no, it doesn't, because Star Wars. So you said J.K. Rowling has this amazing ability to write these characters at the end. They're not exactly what you thought they were, right?
Right.
Ultimate plot twist of all time. Harry Potter can't touch it. No, I am your father. Okay, so that right there just kind of wins that argument about, she writes characters and all this happens. No, okay, why didn't Neville Longbottom? Why wasn't he the one to be like the Harry Potter? Because he had a lot more tragedy. I will concede.
We'll touch on the character development next. That's fine. Go ahead, continue.
I will concede that Harry Potter is a good franchise. Absolutely. I like the Harry Potter franchise a lot. Um, they are based off of books. Books tend to be better than just movies, right? Star Wars started off as a movie, as a screenplay back in the 70s. Of course, you're going to have continuity errors when you have a franchise spanning over 40 years. There's inconsistencies, absolutely. I mean, there's things I can complain about because when you truly love something, you can see not just the things you love in it, but you can see the things you hate in it. Ask anyone who's been married for a long time. um,
Was that a dig at me?
No, absolutely not.
Oh, okay. Did a video with my wife or whatever.
Yeah, no, I mean, me and her are cool. Me and you, I don't know. But inconsistencies happen no matter what. Like there's some inconsistencies in the Harry Potter franchise, right? There are. There's plot holes like the Peter Pettigrew Marauders map thing. How did the brothers not see Ron sleeping in bed with Peter Pettigrew the rat? How does that happen? How do you fix that? Both franchises have things you can poke fun at, right? And they talk about the hero story. Star Wars was like one of the first ones to change pop culture and tell the true hero story. The lowly, low-class citizen who gets thrust into a combat that elevates him to a status. And at the end, he is not who he was in the beginning, but he kind of still is because he still has that hope. Like episode 4 is called A New Hope, and at episode 6, Return of the Jedi,
Luke was definitely
you
the
see
hope
that
he
hope
almost
realized.
murdered his nephew, though, right?
What's that?
Luke was still that hope when he almost murdered his nephew.
See, that's where we always had that disagreement about how The Last Jedi sucked.
I can't say that about any of my films. All right, continue.
Really? All right. Harry, did you put your name in the goblet? You tell me that they don't.
That's my biggest complaint because he was too angry or too excited with Harry.
Mm-hmm.
That's the biggest complaint. Not about Luke, the big hero, about to murder his nephew. Like, okay.
So are you telling me you don't have a problem with the movies whitewashing Lavender Brown? Yeah, if you didn't know, she was cast as a black actress twice, and then when she became a big character to date Ron, who is she? A white girl? Really? Yeah, movies have problems. They get things wrong sometimes. What's that?
I'm gonna blame the UK.
It was Brexit's fault. That's what you're saying.
Queen of England.
But so I got off. I guess I was attacking the Harry Potter storyline versus acknowledging the Star Wars one, and I will agree. Like that's one thing I can concede on is that Harry Potter was able to get more consistency because it was based off of a book. They had a better guideline to go off of, and it happened in a shorter amount of time. However, Star Wars changed pop culture.
That's not what we're debating. We're debating the storyline. We're not debating
the story of Star Wars changed.
We're not debating impact. We're not debating impact. You said storyline, characters, villains. That's what you said.
Okay, storyline. Darth Vader's arc, right? Who Anakin is one of the greatest arcs of all time. I would arguably say that Snape is second best to that.
Snape's story arc is amazing.
It is.
Hold on. But you know what's amazing about it?
Mm-hmm.
Your main storyline is Luke. Like, I'm not debating that Anakin's not a good storyline.
My main storyline, I mean, Luke is like one of the main heroes, or he is the main hero, right? The main storyline is the Skywalkers. That's why it's called the Skywalker Saga.
Right, because there was a Skywalker at the end of it.
I mean, there was, like, kind of. Kind of. I mean, she did, in essence, take Kylo's, or Ben, actually, at that point, Ben's life force, which would then be a Skywalker life force.
I'll hit you with my Jim from The Office. All right.
Okay, you want to be Jim, you're actually Kevin, but that's okay. Or actually, no, you're Todd Packer. Anyway, we're getting off topic. Anakin's story arc though is amazing. Like what's that?
It is amazing.
It is like he goes from this young boy who's like he is the chosen one. It's kind of like if you're into religion, he's Jesus in the Star Wars universe. He was created out of nothing, right? He was created from the virgin birth. The midichlorians, which we still have some debate about whether or not we actually like them. I don't really like them. But episode 1, you get Qui-Gon Jinn, who's like he is a good teacher about embracing both the dark side and the light side, because he understands that when you suppress one, the other will flourish or it'll rush in and take over, right? You also get Darth Maul, which, yes, I know we've had this debate.
That
He
is
should have
terrible.
died that way, sure.
You're jumping into characters. We're not in characters yet. We're talking about storyline right now.
It's part of the characters, are part of the storyline.
So then let's just transition to characters then.
We'll combine the two.
All right, we're going to move to characters right now.
Darth Maul. Who in your franchise is better than Darth Maul as a villain? Well, I guess we're going to wait till villains till later.
Every one of them.
Every one of them is better than Darth Maul.
Yeah, because for some odd reason, Episode 1 for Star Wars has so many screw-ups that I don't even know how you could get out of it. First off, Darth Maul is hands down the coolest, most gnarly looking character you guys have in your franchise. So gnarly that Game of Thrones completely ripped off your story. Game of Thrones did, not Harry Potter. Game of Thrones did, bro.
Multiple
Look at the Ice
franchises
King.
have ripped off my franchise.
Look at the Ice King. He looks like Darth Maul. He looks like frozen Darth Maul. Right? Yeah. That's why I said Darth Maul. But also, they have incest as well. So, anyway, the one thing that my franchise don't have with characters, we don't have Jar Jar Binks.
No, you have Dobby.
We don't have a Jar Jar Binks. There is not a character that ruined a film. I don't have to talk a lot about character development here because it's really easy. Star Wars did a tremendous job of developing their main characters. But all of their side story arc character development was subpar. Every bit of it. Every time they had a moment where they could, subpar character development. That is complete opposite of the Harry Potter franchise.
I can agree with that somewhat. I can agree with that somewhat.
Every character that Harry Potter that was a side character, by the time you got to that last film or that last book, that character was completely developed, full-blown storyline for itself. I can run down. You just mentioned Neville. You could talk about Neville, Ron, Hermione, Malfoy. Snape is my favorite. You know that I got Snape tattooed on my arm always. There's so many. Even in the beginning ones, you start learning more about Hagrid. Right? Like, there's so much character development, and it's foreshadowed. That's what's amazing about it, is that it's foreshadowed, and then by the other films roll out, it's there. We didn't even realize it was there already. I'll give you that Star Wars was groundbreaking. But as for character development and storyline, it's not even close.
Okay, so we can talk. So character development, we'll concede a little bit. I'm saying concede a lot in this thing. I'll concede a little bit that when you are taking stuff from a book that's able to be a little more well thought out, not rushed like a movie is sometimes, you can get better character development, cooler characters you want that are more captivating. Luke Skywalker beats Harry Potter every day of the week. Luke Skywalker is amazing. Yeah, you bring in the lightsaber, you bring in his story arc about being the new hope and him saving the darkest character. He saved his father, the darkest character. He killed younglings, right? He saved him. Who did Harry Potter save from the dark side?
Snape. No,
that was his mother. And if we're going off the movies, Snape didn't even remember what Lily's eyes looked like.
Now that's one of them small salty plot holes, but it's a detail. It's not necessarily a plot hole. It's a detail.
That's a character flaw.
Hold on, bro. I look like I'm like a professor at some type of college right now. I feel like I'm giving like this massive lecture. But anyway, no, it was Harry. It was Harry. And the foundation is Lily, and then you also go to Malfoy. Like Harry is the reason why Malfoy doesn't do those things, and Harry don't have those same. You talk about I know one of your biggest complaints about The Last Jedi is that Luke has like this very, very deep eternal struggle about, I might have to kill my nephew because he's crazy, right? He's obviously leaning towards the dark side. Harry legitimately has Voldemort's soul inside of him, and he still doesn't do those things. At no point did he think I might have to kill. Like, he was willing to sacrifice himself to save everyone because he was okay with it. And at what point does Luke have to do that? He doesn't. He takes on the idea of, I'm going to go here into my father. I'm going to go in here and talk to my father and not battle him and let him know and show him the love that, like, I'm not going to murder him. I get that. But Harry sacrifices himself and becomes okay with it.
Yeah, I mean, okay, yeah, so Harry does do that, right? Luke goes to face his father and the Emperor. And he's strong enough to know that he doesn't have to. He knows that his love will bring him back. He doesn't have to sacrifice himself. He doesn't have to. He can fight. He can fight his way out because he's that strong. He doesn't have his win doesn't have to be through sacrifice. What's that?
There was not that option for Harry. Harry had to die to save everyone else, and he became okay with it
because he was a Horcrux.
He not done it
because he was a Horcrux, right?
Exactly.
Like, he was forced to. Luke wasn't forced to die. He wasn't put in a situation where he had to die to save.
Harry didn't have to die either. He just ran away.
Yeah, but Voldemort would have taken over. Like, I'll give you like that. He was willing to sacrifice himself. Sure. Luke didn't have to do that. Like, it was you're comparing like two different story plots. Like, that's the only thing that JK really did differently from the Star Wars thing. And so actually, if we want to talk about sacrifice, I mean, now that I'm kind of formulating my argument a little bit better, I mean, Vader sacrificed himself to save his son, to save the new hope of the galaxy.
Dumbledore sacrificed himself. Snape sacrificed himself. I can do this all day with you.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so they had more sacrifices, but Vader sacrificed himself.
Bro, the stories and character development is better. Look, you got video games, you got cartoons, you got toys. I'm going to give you that. You're going to have culture impact. I'm going to give you that. You want to talk about story writing, character development, you don't win. Let's move to villains.
I mean, we kind of talked a little bit about villains. We got Darth Maul, and we've got Vader. And I don't know, like, when you say you want to talk about villains, because, I will say, like, character development, we probably could go further into that if we wanted to. We could spend, like, a lot of time, like you said. For villains, we're going to go who's more powerful, who's more captivating. What do you want to do?
We'll hit all. We'll touch. And we won't just talk about all villains. We'll do main antagonists. So, obviously, with my franchise, it's Tom Riddle himself, Lord Voldemort, he who shall not be named.
And the ultimate protagonist, Palpatine.
It's Palpatine.
Palpatine would wipe the floor with Tom Riddle. If we're going power level wise, he's that powerful. He is able to shoot lightning out of his hand.
I think he wins, but I don't think he wipes the floor. But I'll calm down. I don't think he wins. I mean, I think he wipes the floor with him. It's not a Mike Tyson fight, but I do think Palpatine wins that.
He's fast enough to avoid that Avada Kedavra. He has foresight. He's able to see things before they happen, and he's able to shoot lightning out of his hands. Like, if you disarm Voldemort, he's not as powerful, right? I mean, you saw
Voldemort's very powerful. He can use mind manipulation and all that things like that. So let's not. Let's not just like act like it's a wand that is his only thing he's got. No, he is.
No, I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that.
And so this is the thing. Palpatine might knock him out. Palpatine doesn't kill him.
How does Palpatine not kill him?
Because his soul is separated into 7 pieces.
I mean, I guess so. We could go the same argument. Voldemort's not gonna be able to kill Palpatine because the Force essence transfer. Like, you thought he died at the end of Episode 6, but he didn't.
So I'm gonna let you state that Palpatine wins a one-on-one battle with Lord Voldemort with Tom Riddle. I'm gonna give you that. I don't think it's it's not a Mike Tyson fight. That doesn't happen. It's not like that.
Mm-hmm.
But what I'm gonna tell you,
hold on.
Lord
Before we
Voldemort
move on, before we move on, okay, it is a wipe before because if we're gonna also talk about power, we're gonna talk about accolades, right? Voldemort could not take over a high school. Palpatine destroyed the Jedi Order for the most part, like wiped out thousands of them across the galaxy at a planned attack. He was playing chess on a level Voldemort couldn't even think about.
Hold on now, player.
Took galactic control of an entire empire over the entire galaxy.
Hold on now, player. The high school, that was the last piece of the puzzle. It wasn't like that was like, oh shoot, I can't take over these teenagers. It wasn't that. It was one specific teenager who was part Voldemort.
Yeah.
And it was the Harry Potter. Understand that.
Mm-hmm.
All right?
So he lost one teenager.
Films. You go back and watch those films. Tom did have the school. He did have Hogwarts. Who takes it back over? Not the teenagers. One.
You're talking about Harry Potter, right?
Harry's the reason.
Harry destroyed his own villain like massively.
Massively. It was a battle, man. It was a legit battle. It was a good battle.
Not massively. But it took one Harry Potter versus.
It wasn't like he failed a bunch of 13-year-old kids, bro. That's not what happened. He failed against Harry Potter. All right? Mm-hmm. That's what you need to understand. So I'm going to give you the battle. I'll give you the battle. Here on camera, I'll give you the battle. Where Tom Riddle, he who shall not be named, Lord Voldemort, completely wipes.
He who shall not be named, Lord Voldemort.
I'm just waiting for your nose to flip up. That's all I'm. Where Voldemort wipes the floor with Palpatine is intrigue, charisma, interest.
Oh, he's infinitely more entertaining. Sure.
Absolutely. Not even close. I tell people all the time, film-wise, and my favorite book also, Goblet of Fire is you can do it for the 5th time. Harry, why did you put your name in? Yeah, you can do it again if you want to do it. But that film and that book is so good because was 3 books, 3 films. We know that Voldemort's trying to come back. He's trying to make it happen, and he just can't do it yet. But that scene.
Oh, it's amazing. It's a beautiful scene.
It's beautiful. And when he doesn't look in the films, he don't look exactly like what he looks like in the book. He's supposed to have red eyes. Like he's way creepier in the books. But when he fully just, and he pulls that head forward and his eyes are rolled in the back of his head, and then you finally get to see, when he touches Harry, I can finally touch you. Yeah, no. At that moment, man, and you see how long his hands and his fingernails, and he's soulless. And I get the concept that they did with Palpatine of how he's supposed to look. I know in episodes 1 and 2 and 3, he's not exactly what he was in the first trilogy that came out in the 70s.
Yeah.
And they had the hood up on him to make him look more intimidating and mystique and give that that shadow look and all that stuff. But man, when Lord Voldemort shows up on screen and in the book, business picked up. Business picked up. The way the actors spoke, when he would whisper, Harry, bro, way more. I dressed up as this guy for Halloween.
I know. I dressed up as this guy to impress a girl.
It took me 6 hours. 6 hours.
Took me 6 seconds.
Scotch tape.
Hey, where's my tape at? I'll do it right now. Okay. So yeah, I agree with you on this. He's much more entertaining. But if we're talking about who's the better villain, we're talking about power level, huh?
Power level, I'm gonna give you Palpatine. I'll give you that. I don't believe in it, but I'll succeed to give you that.
And I'll even say accomplishments. Who's more impressive? Or who's a better bank robber, right? The one who gets away with the money, or the one who breaks in, moonwalks, and then gets tackled by the rent-a-cop?
I'm just being brief with my discussion here because we're trying to keep it to where we don't lose viewers. But I could easily run down about how many family members he's murdered, all these people he's murdered to separate his soul. Yeah, all the backstories on Pottermore. I could do that.
You know how many people Palpatine's murdered?
But I'm talking about how sinister it was.
I mean, I think blowing up entire planets is pretty sinister.
Yeah, but we're talking about willing to sacrifice his own love for his own family.
Riddle?
Tom Riddle, yes.
He was unable to love because he was conceived underneath a love potion.
But do you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not going to love anybody. He murders his own family.
Because he can't, he's not capable of love. He's a sociopath.
Palpatine doesn't do that.
I know, he just wants pure power. He does all that without having to be born without, he overcomes his conscience. Voldemort didn't even have one.
Character development wise, we get what's the back history on Palpatine?
Palpatine?
Yeah.
He was kind of nothing. He got taken in. You're asking me. What's that?
It sounds so lame.
He got taken in. He was raised and he started getting taught in the ways of the Force by Darth Plagueis. I'm definitely glossing over a lot of stuff, right? And I know Tom Riddle's story is he was conceived by a love potion and all these different little things happened and he didn't like his family, so he murdered them and he wanted nothing but power. Palpatine sought out power his entire life too, right? And he actually got to complete what he wanted to do, which was take over an entire galaxy, right?
That's cool. Lord Voldemort.
He murdered his own master. What's that? He murdered his own master.
Until somebody figured out that this guy separated his soul. Palpatine, it was not that bad.
Palpatine got thrown down a shaft by Vader and was able to force essence transfer instead.
Wow. He took the shaft.
It was I think it was a heating shaft, if I'm not mistaken.
He got beat up by the shaft.
Yep. That's basically what it boils down to.
So that's how I'm going to end this right now. Easily, Lord Voldemort, better villain. Maybe not more powerful, better villain.
No.
Easily.
No. All right, so you say that. I say Palpatine's because you're going, he is more powerful, and he actually accomplished what he wanted to do. Voldemort did not fully accomplish what he wanted to do. He couldn't because of Harry Potter. I get that. But he didn't accomplish it. He didn't.
Bro, he ruled the wizardry world for decades.
Okay, Palpatine ruled an entire galaxy for decades. He didn't even rule the entire world. He just ruled the wizarding world. Like,
that's all that matters, bro. Like,
he couldn't even take over the entire planet. He had to take over his realm.
You're such a muggle, bro. Anyway, that's our
quick
quick
breakdown.
Lightsabers
are better than wands. Just saying, like, lightsabers are
they look cooler. Whatever. They look cooler.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, that's our breakdown for stories, characters, and villain.
I feel like there could be a part 2 to this at some point.
We don't want to have a super long debate about this. What?
I feel like there could be a part 2 to this at some point.
We'll definitely get there, or maybe we do storyline breakdowns for each individual franchise. Maybe we do that and we debate the things that we feel like should be done or shouldn't have been done. But we'll talk about that. Like, we could easily go back and we've had that really long debate about Luke Skywalker and the last Jedi. We've had that discussion plenty of times. But that's our quick breakdown. I easily think I won 2 of those 3. I'm just putting it out there. Easily won 2 out of 3. So if you feel like Harry Potter and what?
Go ahead. I'll let you finish your spiel. I'll do my spiel and then we'll close out the show.
If you feel like Harry Potter is the better franchise, and I made some valid points. Obviously, for the 3 topics we discussed, villain, character line, even maybe story, but maybe the storylines are too close. We don't have any incest in it, but whatever. Keep it PG. Obviously, the Harry Potter franchise, which is still doing amazing. It's tremendous growth. It's there. It's there. Like, our books are getting reprinted with now new sets with all the illustrations and stuff. It's going to be around for a long time. And now HBO is about to do a show. I hope it's a Snake prequel. I hope we'll find out. But I feel like I won. Josh obviously feels like he won. Please make sure you vote and comment below to see who's going to freaking pay this money this week. It's $10 every week. Nope. I feel like we need to start giving the opportunity for sponsors at some point. And when I mean by sponsors, we're not going to take any money like this. We don't want to get paid for anything. So if you have a small business or anything, if you have a small business, an organization, and you want to donate $15, $15, that sound cool? Like I'm just throwing this off the top of my head right now. $15. If you want to throw $15 on the GoFundMe page for your business, we'll give your business a shout out every episode and try to give you guys some love. But the first donation, the first tip we're going to do is once we get to $100, if we don't get to $100 by the 8th episode every season, we're going to have 8 episodes per season. By the 8th episode, at the end of that, we're going to take what we raised and we're going to donate that money. This season will be a waitress or a waiter, some type of server. And then every week on Wednesday, you have up until Wednesday to vote. It's Friday night. We're going to do this debate tonight. Obviously, it's done. It'll be uploaded over the weekend. Vote up until Wednesday. We'll figure out who lost, and then that person will donate the tip on Wednesday, and we'll come up with the new topic. And
I think we'll come up with a new topic ourselves too. If you want us to talk about something, leave a comment too. Like you don't have to just leave a comment for a vote. Leave your thoughts about what we talked about. If you want to debate stuff, keep it clean, be cool with each other, but debate too, right? Talk about the stuff.
Hey, that's what this is all about. If you want a part 2 of this, we can do. I mean, we can. Like, obviously, we just did a real brief because I mean, we're talking about books and decades, obviously, for your grandpa franchise. We can do another one. We can break down each franchise by themselves or certain films. We can do that as well. We'll do that. But as of right now, we're going to keep this debate concept going on. If you want to see us debate something, comment below as well. Like I said, we're just trying to raise money, give it to people. We're going to do waiters and waitresses and servers first. And then after that, maybe we send Josh into a barbershop and have him get his head shaved. How's that looking, Josh? How's the hair looking?
Hey, I would love to have someone professionally smooth this out for me, or maybe trim this up and make it look like not a fat man's beard. That'd be kind of cool.
Okay, all right.
You know a good barber?
Maybe we do some barbers. Maybe we do small businesses and go donate some money to them. But we're just, maybe we go back to waiters and waitresses. I don't know. We're just trying to give back. Last year sucked, and this year's been rocky.
I kind of look like Voldemort.
So thank you guys so much. Please vote for me. Your vote matters.
I appreciate the debate, man. I think it was fun. I think we could definitely go deeper into these things.
2021, right?
If you are a Star Wars fan and you agree with what I said, you think that Harry Potter ripped off the Star Wars franchise, you think that the storyline is better, you like the characters better, please vote. I mean, we do have The Mandalorian going on right now, which is like an amazing TV show. But everything he said, this is all for a good cause. I love you, man. This has been really fun. And I think I'll just say something to the audience, unless you have something left to say.
Oh, yeah, I was going to say, if you would like to see Josh get impeached from the show and us get somebody else on here, put impeach Josh in the comments, and we'll impeach Josh, and we'll put somebody else on the other side of that camera to debate me.
Dude, it's my birthday weekend. If I see more than 2 impeaches, I'm going to be really, really upset.
Please impeach Josh on his birthday weekend. Now, vote for me. Vote for me. Make Josh pay.
Vote for me.
Make Josh pay. So we can get this money to these waitresses and servers and try to give back. And how it's going to work is once we hit that $100 mark, we're gonna every week, we'll ask you guys, once we get to that $100, we're gonna ask you guys to comment and tag your friends that are waitresses and waiters and where they work at. And every person who tags them, that will be an entry. And then we'll do a live drawing and we'll draw that person out and we'll end up going to their restaurant and we're gonna donate them some money. A little tax money, it ain't a lot, but you want to try and see what we can do. It's just the concept of it.
Are you saying we're trying to save the world one tip at a time?
One tip at a time.
So cheesy. No.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
Just dab. That deserves another vote right here.
No. Yeah, so I think it's fair to say, everyone, thank you for watching Where Universes Collide, and may the force be with you.
Always.